everyone, I'm Alyssa.
And I'm Brandon. And we're the
Wagners.
Wagners.
We're a husband-wife duo who travel all around the country since 2021 for Brandon's travel nursing job.
We love hiking, car camping, new cities, and of course, the best food and drink. Along with adventure, we always look for ways to keep our travel budget-friendly.
So pack your bags and join us as we wander together. Hey everybody, welcome back. I'm Alyssa. My partner in crime is Brandon. I am his wife. He's a travel nurse, and that is where he is right now, at work. But I was getting impatient to post this video, so I'm just gonna go ahead and do this. So today we're gonna be exploring Seattle. Brandon and I lived in Seattle for about 4.5 months. It's actually the first place that we extended. We liked it so much, we stayed a little longer. So we were there from the very end of August to mid-January. So we're gonna show you around our favorite parts of town. We'll be in the downtown and the northern part of town. Things that you'll want today, your rain jacket or windbreaker, rain boots. You can bring an umbrella, but I'll let you in on a secret. That's how we know the tourists. So if you wanna do it like a local, no umbrella, and we don't need our National Parks Pass today. If you have an Orca card, that will help you too. We'll be using some public transit, but let's go. Our first stop is Pike's Place Market, an iconic and historic market in downtown Seattle. Pike's Market started in 1907, making it one of the oldest and largest operating public markets in the United States. It holds over 220 independently owned shops and restaurants, and some of the most famous aspects from the market include flying fish, delicious chowder, beautiful flowers, and home to a coffee house you may have heard about, Starbucks. Pike's Market is home to the first Starbucks store that started in 1971. Did you know at its inception, Starbucks only sold 3 items? Tea, spices, and of course, coffee. On the inside, this is just a normal store, but you can get some specialty merch and maybe even some specialty drinks only available at this heritage location. In addition to Starbucks, Seattle is home to lots of independent coffee brewers and shops. So if you're looking to expand your coffee horizons, Seattle and Pike's Market are the places to be. After you've done perusing around the main market, head down to the pier area. Here you'll find even more shops, coffee and food, including a hot dog stand where you can get a Seattle-style dog, which is topped with cream cheese, sauteed onions, and served on a pretzel bun. Brandon got it and he said it was pretty good, but I wasn't sure about it. And there's also family entertainment, including arcades, the Great Seattle Wheel, and the Seattle Aquarium. So I have to be honest and say I wouldn't recommend the aquarium. It's nice, but it's really, really small, and admission, depending on the day of the week, can be up to $35 for an adult. So all in all, it took us like about half an hour to go through the entire thing, which would be fine if the admission wasn't nearly so much. So just like the cost and what you get back is not proportionate to me. So if you're going to the market, there is paid parking in and around the market and the pier. But personally, we found it easiest to go to the market by taking the light rail. So we just took that to either the Westlake or the University Street station, and then from there it's less than a 10-minute walk toward the water to the market. Also, if you take the light rail, you won't have to worry about the insane hills that no one braced this East Coast girl for. And then whenever you're visiting, our favorite bites were Pierogi Bakery and Pike Place Chowder. Definitely get the bread bowl, but make sure you have a lot of napkins. Definitely worth it. So after you've carbo loaded, as Michael Scott would say, and you're ready to walk some of that off, maybe take a nice walk down by the water to Olympic Sculpture Park, which is a straight shot about a mile from the market. The park is part of the Seattle Art Museum, or SAM, but unlike the museum, this park is free to walk through. And about another mile from that is the Space Needle, so if you're feeling ambitious and you don't want to drive around the city and pay for parking, you can just walk from the market to the garden to the Space Needle. So I'm sure everyone is aware the Space Needle is one of the iconic lookouts and structures of Seattle. As you visit the Space Needle and walk up to the elevator to go to the top, it lays out the story of the Space Needle and its inception and construction. So the Space Needle was created for the 1962 Seattle World's Fair, but it didn't become designated as an official Seattle landmark until 1999. It is 605 feet from the ground to the top of the aircraft warning beacon and took about 400 days to build, giving it the nickname the 400-Day Wonder. It cost $4.5 million to build this Space Needle, but the ironworkers who built it were given $3.92 per hour. I just thought that was funny, so I wanted to share. So let's talk about visiting the Space Needle. So first of all, parking will just be paid wherever you can find it closest to the needle. We actually found a pretty expensive but really small lot like right across the street from the needle, so you can try there, but otherwise there's lots of paid parking and street parking, so you'll just have to find it. So sadly, no special designated spot for this needle, but there's plenty of options nearby. So the Space Needle is kind of expensive, but it is really cool, so I would recommend doing it at least once. I'm actually lucky enough that I got to go twice because my mom was visiting me and she took me as a birthday present. So I was able to go once in the daytime and then once at night. So if you look online, you'll see a range of prices, but then when you look at the time of the day, they're all the same price, and we paid $35 both times for day and night. So I'm not really sure what the variant is, but I can tell you from experience that the better views were during the daytime. So of course sunset is probably optimal, so you get to do both. But if it doesn't work with your schedule like it didn't with mine, I'd probably choose daytime. So night is still really cool and you get to see the good views from the city lights, but it's nice to see the city more clearly in the day. And if you're really lucky, not lucky enough for this video sadly, but if you're lucky, you'll see Mount Rainier in the distance. So while we were there, one of the employees told us that Mount Rainier is actually only visible about 100 days out of the year because Seattle is so cloudy. But don't worry, I have you covered if you want to explore Mount Rainier. You can check it out in one of our other videos that I'll attach. And so at the Space Needle, there are 2 levels that you can visit. The elevator will take you up to the top level first, and this is the lookout deck. So there is clear glass walls so you can see over the city. Don't forget your raincoat for this one because this deck is outside. There is like a little kiosk where you can purchase some snacks, but it's not a full restaurant or bar. That's on the lower level. So we didn't get any food while we were up there, but I thought the restaurant would be closed off, like unless you were dining there, but that's not the case. The restaurant is actually only a small section of the lower level, but it's mostly just visitors taking pictures. So the lower level is fully indoors, but it still has the glass walls so you can look out, and it actually has glass panels in the floor. So if you want to look down the base of the needle, you can do that. It's really, really neat. The top level is stationary and the lower level revolves. So the Space Needle is definitely a gotta do it once kind of thing while you're visiting Seattle. They take your picture and they have designated photo spots, and with your tickets you can actually access all the photos you took online for free, like actually for free, like for real, because I was skeptical, but I was able to get all of my pictures, so it's really nice that they do that. The Space Needle has this really cute courtyard outside, which also features the Museum of Pop Culture, or the MoPop, the Chihuly Garden and Glass Museum, and the Pacific Science Center, or the PacSci. So I wanted to do the MoPop, but sadly it was closed the day I had available, but I was able to go to the PacSci, so let's go check that out. The Pacific Science Center has different components to it, including the General Center, the IMAX, and the Laser Dome. The general admission is $22.95 for adults, $21.95 for seniors, and $17.95 for youth ages 3 to 17, and free for children under 3. The IMAX and laser shows vary in price depending on what show you're going to, but they're typically anywhere between $10 and $25. You can actually see a calendar of their shows and all of their prices online. So we just did general admission, and this was a smaller science center than some I've been to, but they had a lot of hands-on features for children and a free live science stage where they did demonstrations. So I was perusing around their site, and it looks like they hold a lot of events, but they also have lots of different programs for education and outreach. So if you're a local and have children, I would definitely invest some time to see if your child would be interested in any of the programs that they have. They also have a planetarium where we were able to attend a free Q&A seminar about the solar system and had fun traveling all over the galaxy. Probably my favorite part of the PacSci was the butterfly garden. There are various plants and butterflies that fly freely about, and the butterfly garden is included in your general admission so everyone can enjoy it. If you have curious kids with you, the PacSci is a must. We're going to dive into more of Seattle's coffee scene, but specifically Starbucks. So Starbucks has a few reserve stores and roasteries in the US. So the exciting thing about the reserve stores is this is actually where the beans are roasted. So they also feature bakeries, restaurants, bars. They also have different coffee tasting experiences and of course specialty items that you can only get at the reserve stores. So we got some specialty items, but we didn't do any additional experiences. But I'll link their site in the description so you can plan your own visit. Last thing in the downtown Seattle area is the Beneath the Streets tour. So apparently Seattle used to be lower than it is now, but after flooding and fire they actually raised the city up to the level it is now. So Beneath the Streets tour takes you to the underground where the city was originally laid out. Honestly, I was hoping for a little more from this, but I still included it because my cousin said it was one of her favorite things that she did here. She's a big history buff, so if you are also a big history buff, maybe this will be the one for you. A decent amount of walking, so make sure you're ready for that. And tickets are $25 a person. Let's leave the downtown area and head to Alki Beach. You may remember this one from Sleepless in Seattle, where Amy Ryan watches Tom Hanks and his son play on the beach. Alki Beach is really scenic and laid back part of town, complete with waterfront trails and trendy bars and restaurants, and you can park for free right by the water on the streets of Alki. So lastly, we're heading into northern Seattle and Fremont area. There are some fun novelty things to see, like the Fremont Troll Bridge that you may remember from the Seattle-based movie 10 Things I Hate About You. There are also dinosaur topiaries right by Google. Both of these are just free fun things to see, but the Fremont area is a lot more residential and there's lots of trendy bars, parks, and shops. My favorite bar and restaurant in this part of town is Dreamland Bar and Diner. They just have really awesome decor and food, and the staff are so nice. This is also an area from 10 Things I Hate About You is Gasworks Park. So this used to be a gasification plant from the Seattle Gas Light Company, and some of the equipment is still there, but it's actually just a really cool park right by the water. We were there on a beautiful day and people were just sitting on the hill watching the sunset over the water. So it's just a great way to end another great Seattle day. Thanks so much for joining us on our tour, and let us know your favorite things in Seattle that we missed. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys soon. Bye!